Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is about IELTS speaking and how in IELTS speaking is done for the whole module. It's divided into three categories and three parts in which a examiner will take your speaking. It normally is always introduction, cue card and cue card cross questioning, what we call counter question round. Where introduction questions is all about yourself, the questions that an examiner can ask you. What's your name? What do you do? Where do you come from? What's your zodiac sign? Do you believe in God? All sides of questions which would take you or catch you off guard. Their whole thought process in this is to check whether if in English when questions are asked to you, you might make mistakes or under pressure or under such topics where it's routine life yet the questions are not normal. How do you tackle them? Now in cue card it's a counter, they give you an option of 1 minute to think and 2 minutes you have to speak for the same. Here they give you a time to think about how you're going to go forward or what are your sub questions that you need to answer. The questions can be talk about your favorite aquatic animal, talk about a time you had gone on a trip, or a person that you admire the most. Now it is very easy to say that it's the question type is very normal and we can answer, but that does not happen. When I start a stopwatch for all the students, even when they have really good English speaking skills, it backfires big time. That is, they cannot talk for 2 minutes straight, and that is a problem. However, it is a problem when we make communication or when we do any kind of communication. It is always more to do with what we are talking about, and it's a back and forth kind of a process. Whereas in this case, it would be a 2 minute long speech. The speech has to include all the sub questions and what it is to answer all the sub questions. The task response has to be completely accurate and you cannot beat around the bush with the task response. So for this in particular, what I always suggest all of my students is to have a 20-second buffer for all the topics that are present. Now let's say you have to talk about your favorite aquatic animal. The aquatic animal you can talk about, let's say a dolphin or a seahorse. You cannot talk about a lot. So you can start by saying that animal kingdom is all about ecosystem and balancing the ecosystem. Now the animals that walk on land can be really good and we all know that they walk on land and we are aware of what they are, but the animals that are under sea, that are the aquatic animals, people normally forget all about them. So here I would like to talk about. Now this is what I call a 20-second buffer, where you are actually buying yourself some time to talk about. Also the time, the 2 minutes out of which 20 seconds are up, now you just have to talk about whichever aquatic animal that you like the most and you can describe. So for this, what we normally suggest all the students is that in the cue cards, you're supposed to have a story, a specific thing you're going to talk about. The cue card round is the highest and the most important round of the speaking. Now, this is the reason why I spend most of my time explaining what a cue card or how you're supposed to tackle a cue card. Now, apart from that, once that is done, a cue card cross question, that's a counter question round starts. Counter question round is all about what have you already spoken. It can be about the topic, it can be about something completely else. Because we've taken an example of aquatic animal, they can ask you, do you think government is doing enough for the aquatic animals? Are humans aware of the problems that they create for the aquatic animals? So on and so forth. For everything in your speaking, you are supposed to remember, it's not about an accent, it's not about how you can pull off a British, American or an Australian thing. It is more to do with how fluent you are, how clear your speech is, what is that you are speaking, what is your task response, the question that is asked to you is answered, and overall how your speech of the entire module is. The examiner is not trying to check out whether what kind of answer you're giving them, whether it is a negative one or a positive one. It is about an answer per se. So let's say in introduction round, it is more to it is always said that in introduction round you can ask, let's say if you're asked talk about history or do you like history, then saying a negative thing will not stop them to ask you another question on history. So that is I do not know, a taboo or a thing which the students have developed. So do not at all think about it in that sense, whether if you say no to a certain thing, a second question of the same topic will not be asked to you. It is all about what you are answering, how you are answering. If you are a history person, you are going to say, yes, I am into history, but I do not know a lot about it. Now, do you like to visit museums, or which museums have you visited? You are supposed to answer to the question. It's not about whether how much knowledge you have about a museum. You're not a guide, right? You are a person who has visited a specific place to which you are giving a proper explanation of. The introduction question is for 2 lines or 3 lines. Do not over lengthen your answer, and do not give curt or small answers. It is showcasing of your English skills, and if you give your answers which are very short, and if your cue card was, let's say, a hard topic and you could not perform really well, the examiner will have no choice but to grade you accordingly. It is a test of your English speaking skills and how you're going to, let's say, comprehend, understand and demonstrate the same thing to the person who is taking your exam. This is all about it in the video for today for speaking overall. If you have anything else, please feel free to contact us.